I have been waiting for this day to come, and I'm finally ready to talk about Across the Spider-Verse. And I gotta tell you, oh my god, this movie was amazing. It's a masterpiece. It's art, it's animation, it's cinema, it's everything you can think of. And I am just so happy to be a fan of animation, but also a fan of Spider-Man. You guys know I'm a big Spider-Man fan. And this movie is a really beloved love letter to the Spider-Man fans out there, but also to animation fans out there as well. Phil Lord and Chris Miller, I mean, this is their year. The Clone High reboot just came out with new episodes, and now this movie and now Beyond the Spider-Verse comes out next year. Oh man, it's a gracious time for Clone High and for Spider-Man, so I'm happy about that. This movie really does give you a side of, Gwen and Miles. This feels like their story, but it feels ultimately Miles' story. And I love the fact that we're seeing Miles grow and we're seeing his character development from the first movie. We're seeing all the things, how he interacts with Gwen, how he interacts with all the other Spider-Men that we get introduced to this. I tell you, my favorite Spider-Man new addition is Spider-Punk. I love Spider-Punk. Spider-Punk was hilarious, and I would love to see an animated, like a short, or maybe even like a show with Miles and Spider-Punk in some way. I think that would be really cool. Daniel Kaluuya voiced Spider-Punk. He did an amazing job. Everybody in this movie did an amazing job with the voice acting. Oscar Isaac, which if you know in Marvel, he is playing Moon Knight. He did a phenomenal job with Spider-Man 2099. Haley Steinfeld as Spider-Gwen, she's been amazing since the first movie. Everybody, the voice casting, I have no complaints about this movie. Now, I know a lot of people were saying that, particularly on what theater you went to, there were audio issues with some of the scenes, but I think they fixed the audio issues. If I remember, they actually sent out another version of the movie where the audio is fixed. So, yeah, I know a lot of people were having complaints about that. So much goes on in this movie. Like, there's so many different art styles and animation that I think when you watch this movie, you can't watch this movie one time. I'll just say that. You have to go see this movie about a good 5 or 6 times. There's so many Easter eggs. There's a Clone High Easter egg in this. There's a Spider-Man PS5 Easter egg in this. There's so many Easter eggs and cameos to other Spider-Man properties throughout its history, and it's just, like I said, it's a really good love letter to Spider-Man fans, but also animation fans as well. I want to talk about the ending some. I don't want to spoil it, but I will say the ending is something that I wasn't expecting. It was something that, if you've seen Star Wars, or if you've seen a movie where maybe there's a certain thing that happens, it's kind of like, oh, they really went this route, and they really did go this route with this movie. So I'm looking forward to Beyond the Spider-Verse. I know it's going to be much more grander, much more rendezvous, much more bigger in scale. This movie alone, the stakes were higher. So I know in the next movie, the stakes are going to be even higher. And the villain in this movie, Spot, you don't even have to worry about Spot. I mean, the movie even makes fun of Spot and the fact that he seems like a more jokey type villain. Nobody can take him seriously. But more and more as this movie progresses, you see Spot and how powerful he can actually be, how menacing and how scary he can actually be. And so I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to do with that. Again, I could talk about this movie all day long, but I will say this. This is my movie of the year. I have no complaints with this movie. I know people were complaining about pacing, but the pacing in this movie, to me, it didn't bother me because there were a lot of things that a lot of loose ends that they were trying to tie up, but also build up other things. So I really had no issue with the pacing of this movie. Like I said, the animation is flawless. All the Spider-Man that we get introduced to, it just feels like you are adding more to your family. It's like you're building a Spider family. With that, I can't wait to get this movie on DVD. Whenever this movie comes to physical release, best believe I'm buying it. I actually bought the first movie, because I'm actually going back looking at the first movie. I'm going to be doing a couple videos on Across the Spider-Verse. I got some theories, I got some ideas, so definitely look forward to that. There's a lot of Easter eggs in this first movie that kind of go into Across the Spider-Verse that are very major that I think a lot of people missed. So definitely look forward to that. Like I said, this is movie of the year. I love this, what they did with this. Phil Lord, Chris Miller, even there's a Lego dimension in this, and it actually was animated by a 14-year-old kid. He actually has a YouTube channel called Lego Me, and it's really cool because I grew up watching those Lego animations when I was younger, so being able to see that, it kind of brought back my childhood. I could praise this movie all day long, but I'll just say this. If you have not gone to see Across the Spider-Verse, what are you doing? Get up, go to your local movie theater, go to the best movie theater possible. Go watch this on the big screen, because I tell you, this is an experience you don't want to miss. That's all I can say. What is my rating for this movie? I think you guys know what my rating is. It's a 10 out of 10. I love this movie. I cannot wait for Beyond the Spider-Verse, and the way they left it made me want more. I said, this cannot be it. And the characters that you think wouldn't return or you wouldn't expect, just be prepared. That's all I can say. Just be prepared. There's so many other things I could talk about, but I don't want to make this too long. So let me know down in the comments below. Have you seen Across the Spider-Verse? What is your rating? How excited and hyped are you for Beyond the Spider-Verse? And what do you think is going to happen next? Let me know down in the comments below. Don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on those post notifications. It really does help out the channel. Big love to you all, and peace out.